kinds of things that came together very nicely. And so I was literally preparing on a day-by-day basis for what was going to take place. And it happened in the senior high as well as the junior high, talking with people who were taking applications and analyzing who would be there. We had expected maybe 6 or 7 junior high, maybe 8 or 9 senior high, but it turned out I had 12 and 15 senior high, and there were 22 to 24 senior high, which was really great. And that was part of our scrambling and some of our activities to provide for their needs throughout the morning. But two of the areas of my focus with the junior high children dealt with the work, the gift of work and love and life that God has for each other, and the development of self-image and self-concept. And then I also decided to add in each day about 10 minutes where I develop them in their understanding of who God is, his personality, so they can think of him as a friend, and what prayer is, so that by the end of the week they would understand to the best of their ability at that time to increase their understanding and confidence in their ability to pray. And I was greatly blessed in both of those areas. I've forgotten how active junior high children are and how they don't stop moving when you're teaching them. But I was so reassured on the second day and amazed as I realized that they remembered virtually everything that I asked them that we had talked about the first day. And that increased my confidence. And I wasn't so concerned about the restlessness. But then I started moving with them, and we moved a lot in the class. We did a lot of active participation kind of activities. And the kids were just great. I think one of the things that really touched me was the fact that on the second day we talked a lot about how we can help our friends and other people to feel that they are appreciated. And one of the closing activities that we did was we went around the group, and they were to look at the person to their left and to think of one thing that was positive. You know, they may not know this person, but whether it was admiring pretty teeth or a smile, or maybe a pair of clothing they had on, or the way they treat people, if they're a nice person, whatever. But they could think of something, and they looked at each other, and they studied each other, and you could tell they were very concerned about their turn to say something, because oftentimes they were saying something about someone they didn't know too well. And there were 2 or 3 children in the junior high class that I had been made aware of had really traumatic, dysfunctional families where there was a lot of unhappiness and a lot of grief, and perhaps their self-images were not overly positive, and they were there as a guest for the first time at reunion. And this is a whole new experience, learning about God and being in this environment. And I was very, very touched. And the children, the young people, really gave thought to the things that they said about the person they had to make a statement to. They were very sensitive statements and very caring statements. And even when a boy had to say something to a girl, which was junior high, it was very traumatic. And Bruce Peters, one of the young people from our congregation, that I was very moved by a statement he made to one of the young ladies that he met with all genuineness. And when he suddenly said to her, she just dropped her mouth and dropped her head. It's like she couldn't believe he was saying such a kind thing to her. And I was almost in tears. I was so moved by the gentleness and the sensitivity of the junior high young people. And they were, for the most part, throughout the week, very supportive to each other at other times during the camp. And when they began to share in the main prayer service time period, and I noticed that they
Thank you, Phyllis. Rick?
Over the last couple of reunions, I've been doing a lot of thinking about how God has entrusted us with a very powerful means of language and knowledge which we can't follow, and with reunion. And when I talked about that with Ed Whittle before, he's made a comment to me a couple of times that we can invite people to church and we can preach sermons to the lunatics. We can invite somebody to reunion and change their life. And I really believe that we were coming home yesterday, family, we stopped at home and had lunch. And I noticed over lunch that my family was unusually quiet. Sarah, and she had red eyes and tears, big tears coming down her face. She got to eat her. And I asked what was wrong, and she simply said, I don't like eating peanut butter. That pretty much sums up what it did for our family. And I know that Sarah and our whole family will be, that her life and her relationship with Jesus Christ, her lifetime will be enriched because of the union. I think we owe that to other people. I think we owe to ourselves as other people for reunion our friends. But I think it's probably time for us as a congregation that we've got some type of outreach program together where we funded some families, single people, youth up to reunion somehow, people and love them into the body of Christ. I think that's what else is. I think God will us.
Thank you, Rick. Lance?
Big praise to God around you. That's our salvation. I went after him. That's the first time I drove up, so I couldn't really watch the first side. But it's still the same place. And remember it now more than ever because they have the new sanctuary there. How it really has to change. And I got a chance to look forward and be looking up at the trees like I did with the little trees, and realizing how it just hasn't changed. The trees are still there. And I miss the parachute, it sure is. Below there, they're in the trees. But thanks for it. I was really happy that she had a good time. But I was worried about making sure we knew what was going on and translating everything from the Japanese and part of it, which was. But I translated some things when they bought it. Try to give a general understanding of what was going on. But got along kids really well, and that bond and that love that they had is something that can translate. We had a really great talent show as well. Can't wait to see it. And then the dedication service, we were spoken to the congregation. Pretty long, but I remember for the most part the means of outreach.
Joyce?
Well, we were hoping that he would have a good time.
Thank you, Joyce. Lucille?
I think of all the reunions that I've attended within Minneapolis, cooking in the kitchen as well, just been one of them. Yes, you might say. This was most wonderful. The music was outstanding. I think the band, the talent show was certainly the best. And I have time, we've got a lot of talent in this branch we've got to use. The reunion was certainly well-rounded for me. I had some sad emotional experiences. God bless me. I had some physical problems. I went to medication and I got nerves. And here I'm with Dr. Wessel. I thought Tuesday I was going to have to come home, but I managed to stay. And we had some funny things happen to me. I fought too. One night, I can't even remember what night it was, but Bob Anderson was preaching. I could have dropped the hose. But the next day, I don't know how many people I had to meet, but that was the setup. And so the last day, he said to me, challenged, he said, well, I see you didn't walk out on me anymore. I just know if you didn't fulfill your contract with this thing that we made up, you didn't pay me off. But it was just a great experience.
Thank you, Lucille. Sure. Don't worry about time.
One of the things that meant most to me is we always hear about telling the story and witnessing, and I think my story. What am I supposed to be telling? Now, one of the things that he would think is don't worry about telling the church story necessarily, or the doctrine, or the scripture, or any of that sort of thing. Because each of us, through our classes, we work through the next class, we work with kids, help everyone figure out what they can do, when they come down to see how to sit there. And you have partners, you have to think about this, you have to have partners with the bottom. And in essence, what he told or whatever everybody to do was to make a commitment that we would witness. And what he told us, one of the ways that we had to work out what our witness was to think of one prayer that God had answered in our life. No matter how little, or whether it's one time in our entire life that we can think of that God might have a hand in what happened, instead of saying God might have a hand in that, saying God did have a hand, giving God credit instead of saying, well, gee, she was a coincidence. Admitting that wasn't really. And getting the word out of our minds now that was God that had done that. And he made us commit to, he encouraged us to commit to telling one person that's all, but that we have to do in the next 7 days. And to me, once I made that promise to myself, I don't know, guilty if I told that person and tell them. And just because it wasn't the meeting that we went to, we got something that asked us to the next 7 days, even our work with family or something. How are we getting experience? And I know at work, and I know what two little girls are going to say, how was your vacation? And I'm going to go, it was wonderful. This guy made us think of one time when God had worked in our lives and this, and it's right there. It all goes out. We aren't even preaching to yet. We have an opening to give your witness. And I think that's wonderful. And when
Reading kind of stuff for me, especially this year, because I didn't go to any of the junior high activities this year. I missed the winter camp for soccer from high school, and I missed senior high camp in the summer school, and I haven't gone to anything in about a year and a half. And when I found out about it 2 weeks ago, or a week before the meeting, I made it. I didn't seem like I was going to be able to go, and somehow we found the money to be able to send me, and I went, and it made me got me back on the right track, and I just was happy that I have experienced that back.
Thanks, Blitzer. Keith?
Being a reunion director, kind of like asking the president, how's the country going? But, in so many ways, the second time around here this year, we
way smoother. And many of the things that have been spoken and alluded to, I can very strongly testify to. The power of the spirit of unity is a tremendous aspect of the reunion experience. People consistently came forward when there were needs. I can say that this year has probably been a real high point. Youth may not be aware of it, they can't compare themselves to other time periods. But I can truly say that this year that there was not a single group that stood apart or away from the whole group. Kids don't always realize it as adults who watch them do different things. But I saw times and experiences where as they were recreating, and some of the ones who were better athletically would allow themselves to be caught or touched or whatever was going on. So that those that just didn't have any physical skills to be successful. The desire to make sure that everyone had a good experience was noted. The thing that really is a good measure for our leadership are the Buckhorn staff themselves. And I think every major member of the Buckhorn staff came to me sometime during the reunion to express how much they appreciated the fact that San Diego was coming. There was something about our group that every year said when you come in, we can tell at the very beginning the unity and the peace that comes from the campground itself. And this year they were more than once. Same individuals would come back and express again and again their appreciation for our San Diego people and the spirit that we carry with us on the ground. They really enjoyed tremendously sharing the worship with us. Those who were there attest to the testimony that they gave of the spirit that we were able to share with together. And I guess another thing that probably helps attest to our experience is there's many people who have already spoken with me regarding the plans for next year's reunion and their desire to serve and to participate in the reunion experience. And that's probably an exciting time for you too. And to kind of say, how successful was it? Successful enough people realize that if they shared our job we're going to do between the end and those 51 weeks until we go again, but we still anticipate those experiences we had more than that.
Thank you, Keith. Kurt?
Bug out my throat. This is the first time I've been back in 16, 17 years. That's too long a vacation to be away. And the one bathroom was nice, but the other one wasn't that yet. So I was still on my knees in there, and I just went out to you. But it was nice to have a pillow. But I did enjoy the fellowship. Not only with, probably just as much with the own up home people. To see everybody's face every day instead of once a week is joy in itself. And I think everyone should try to get their priorities set. Not like I did for 17 years. And not go to one. Make it a priority to go. Because it will be very beneficial. Because you do need this apple fill up once a year. And you need that time with your Heavenly Father to reaffirm yourself.
Thank you, Kurt. Lucille?
I would like everybody to pray for unity and everybody knows that love really. And everybody doing everything that she has it all the time. She just says she's thinking that her room is something tonight because she can't stand to walk the ground. She's like we're talking. And I feel I guess that, go back
Thank you, Lucille. May I ask you who you referred to? Rennie, all right. Yes, okay. I didn't hear. We're just a little bit over. If there's anyone else who really would like, Albert, to stand in testimony.
No, we really feel remorseful. It's a real kindness for everyone to sit here and tell us exactly what we did. We do appreciate it. It's not that we weren't there in spirit, we certainly were. And we do appreciate listening to those stories. But one of those stories is
Thank you, Albert. Yes.
Feel the need to acknowledge the good work of those who contributed so heavily to this. And I want to ask you if you'll stand up. If you had a job at Reunion, I know Keith and Shirley and Jack and Kara, would you just stand up for a minute so we see who you are? Those of you who really had a job in protection, did we miss anyone? Yes. Let's acknowledge their effort with a round of applause.
I want to thank you for sharing. I had one thought a moment ago that I wouldn't want to share with you, and that is that with God, there is no time. And I'd like for you to recall that from time to time in your prayer and testimony services. That with God, there is no time. And when you sense that He's present, golly, don't worry about time.
Our gracious Father, we are very grateful for this opportunity that we've had to gather to worship. And we're thankful for the worship that we've had, when we could share those opportunities and experiences and blessings of a week at Reunion. May we go from this place now strengthened and encouraged to be the witness that you would have us to be, that we may reach out our hands to those who are out there hungering and thirsting for thy love, that we might truly bring them to a place where they might be willing and able to enjoy the kind of fellowship and love and worship that